Hi everyone, and welcome back to a new video for the week. In this one we are tackling the guest bedroom, continuing to tackle it. In this piece we're doing the artwork on the wall. It is red and it just doesn't go with the color scheme that I've been planning for this room. And so I'm going to take it down, and as you can see me here dragging it outside to our back deck. And I am going to transform it from red to blues and grays with a little bit of gold and silver mixed in. I figured this is a much more affordable option and a way to keep this piece of artwork going to the landfill. I do like it, I just don't like the colors of it. So I grabbed some sandpaper, sand it down the area that I was going to paint. It is just the red that we're going to be changing. Everything else below will stay the same. Here I am prepping the surface, 80 grit sandpaper, and then we're going to pull out the paint. I'm going to use 4 different colors here: white, gray, blue, gold, and silver. And I'm just going to honestly just layer it and see how it goes. I've got no previous experience with this, and so I'm not 100% sure when I was doing this how it was going to turn out. And here's the paint we're using. Some leftover paints we have hanging around, and I just shook it up, grabbed a clean kitchen sponge and my daughter's little paintbrush, and I just started with the white, and I'm just going to adjust and see how we go. I'm just going to jump back in here and say excuse the deck. We're in the middle of having it adjusted and fixed, so I thought it was a great place to work, so I can make a mess if need be and not worry about it. So I worked way across, and I filled in the red with white as my base, and I just sponged as I went to get as much coverage as I could for the first go around. And even just with the first coat, you can already see a huge difference here. Next up is silver. I just grabbed the spray can and I just started spraying it. I moved it along. Here I noticed it was just a little too light, so I kind of came back over into a little bit of a darker area so that you could see a little more of it texture, and that way it wasn't just gold or just white with light gray on it. Next, I came back with my trusty white sponge and added a little more white back across it. I noticed that when I was doing it that the silver was kind of streaky and just straight lines, and it didn't blend very well. So I took my white sponge and just started dabbing over it. And I noticed that because it kind of hardened a little bit on the sponge, that it was creating a nice little texture so that it didn't seem so smooth. And then I grabbed the silver again, and in the areas where I kind of had too much white, I just lightly sprayed it down again just to kind of add a little more depth to it. And then I evened it out again with the sponge. I did this a couple times. Next up is gold. And I just grabbed some metallic gold. It's the same gold I used on the lamp stand, so you can check out the previous video and how we updated the lamp shade, sorry, not the lamp stands. And it's the same gold, and it's a really beautiful darker gold, and I quite like it. It has a little bit of an antique look to it. And again, I just worked my way across. I grabbed little artist paintbrush that I had that my daughter uses for her paints, and just work my way along the edges. I did notice that it wasn't so smooth along here, so I tried to just, you know, blend a little bit more as I went along. This part did take a while. Just making sure I got in well. You could see enough gold, not too much gold. And again, I'm outside with my daughters, so you know, we're stopping, taking a break, playing while this dries in between coats. But here you go. Here is the gold. And so far, I think you can see a great difference. So what I needed to do here is grab the gray with the blue tones, and I just started working my way through. And I also dipped it in with a little bit of white, just so that it kind of blended together, so you didn't just see this blue sitting on top of all these layers. I added a little extra white in there as well, just to blend it in. And if you didn't get to see in the very beginning, these are forced with red tree tops. And so I'm just, you know, replacing the red tree tops with a more contemporary look. And here it is before we do clear coat. And so I did grab the clear gloss and spray it down. And here is the final piece up in the bedroom. It looks absolutely beautiful. Couldn't have been happier with the outcome. You know, subscribe and join us for the journey as we transform pieces of furniture.